a dream and followed his dream and made it a reality. He is the founding president of Uyo Chamber of Commerce, and he is also a life patron of Uyosima. I'm talking about Obong Asukwo, Boniface Asukwo. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Obong Boniface Asukwo. Clap as if you know that history starts with him. They call him number one. Let's give him a good round of applause. A man with a big dream, a big hand, and he's been working with us all the way. Thank you very much. Still on introduction, I'd like to quickly inform us that we have very distinguished personalities here, but let's continue the story. If you start with one, you must have a two. So if we have seen the number one woman of Uyo Chamber of Commerce, we definitely will have to see the deputy president too of Uyo Chamber of Commerce. May I present to you Barrister Joe Ukpong. Let's encourage him with a round of applause. Please bring him up. Put your hands together for him. There's a man in Akwa Ibom State, if you're looking for a farm of distinction, a man who believes in Chamber of Commerce packages, a man who has touched the lives of so many people by employing people and also encouraging people to grow. May I present to you Dr. Asikpo Esienibok of Vika Farms. Please encourage him with a round of applause. Look at him and clap for him. He is somebody who believes in sharing. He believes in encouraging people to grow. Vika Farms is one of the largest farms we have here in Akwa Ibom State. Please give him a better round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, and it's nice to have you on here, sir. Still on introductions, we have a female who is in charge of women and youth. This woman has distinguished herself in diverse ways, and I'd like to invite her to this location so that she can join the team. May I invite our own Vice President, Women and Youth. I'm talking about Mrs. Alicia Etukudo. Please, let's encourage her with a round of applause. You build the youth and you build the women, so this is the woman in charge. Can we encourage her with a round of applause? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think we should put our hands together for them. I just discovered that our team members are several. And in case you've forgotten that we are here with a big team, the German team, I would like them to also be up here. So maybe what to do, from all indication, is to take my big team, the big members. We had to bring them here. I think they will have a resounding round of applause as they go back to their team location. Let's keep clapping for them. I'll just ask the founding president and FOSIMA chairman to remain, the president to remain, while we take our bigger teams. VP2, thank you. Let's put our hands together for him. Encourage him. I cannot miss the Vika Farm. Sir, you need to sit there and see what we are doing up here. Let's encourage him with a round of applause. We are not making a mistake. We had to showcase what we have, and that's exactly what we've done. We've brought them up to showcase to you. Put your hands together for them. Thank you. I like the way you clap. Thank you very much. I just needed you to meet them. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'm so glad. There are some names I've been able to pronounce when I was calling our own vernacular names. But I'm sure you're going to forgive me when I speak it in a language that you may not even believe that I'm speaking. I'm going to struggle as much as possible to work with the spellings. The man is smiling at me already because he knows I'm going to pronounce it wrongly. So I'm taking permission on time. Ladies and gentlemen, the head delegate of this team is somebody I'd like to bring up so that we can all see her. At least I can pronounce Katharina properly, but the Felgenholm. Just put your hands together for me. Is somebody clapping for the MC? Thank you. Wonderful name. I'm sure she cannot pronounce Udo as simple as Udo. So let's encourage her. Welcome, my sister. It's so wonderful to have you. Thank you for coming. That is the head of delegates, and I think she deserves another round of applause. Thank you. If you see me think, I'm not thinking because I have anything I'm thinking about. I'm thinking of how to pronounce this name. But if I cannot pronounce it, may I have the honor of spelling this name for you to pronounce? Ohirinuan. Can anybody help me? Ohirinuan. Am I right? Whatever. Jelubo. That does not sound like German. But let me help myself by saying, I'm so sorry I can't pronounce the name. I went to them and they pronounced it, and it was a little difficult. Can somebody pronounce it in the house for me? Can you pronounce your name? No, it's not your name. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior accountant is in the house. Let's put our hands together for the team lead. Another member is not here. Okay, I just had the name. I'm sorry. So can we just clap, clap, clap in absentia? Thank you very much. When you talk about international packages in Akwa Ibom State, when you talk about moving from one position to the other, when you talk about making a difference from foreign investment, when you're talking about Akwa Ibom outside the country, you're talking about a man who has held the hands of the people of Akwa Ibom and moved them to the other side. Give me permission to present to you a man of distinction, a man of honor, a man who has what he will use to change Akwa Ibom State. May I present to us the Chairman Committee on Foreign Direct Investment, our own Mr. Gabriel Ukpe. Can you put your hands together for him? In a hurry. Keep clapping. Things will change. On days that he comes off stage, people think things are getting better. So put your hands together for him. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I still think that introductions will be made, but I will not spend too much of the time because we have a whole lot to do on the stage. But let me also inform us that we have some very important personalities here. A lady who is in charge of the small and medium scale businesses and even the micro and the mega. You know, some people don't like being micro business owners. They prefer to be called mega business owners. May I present to you a woman who won the UWIN? Yes, I'm sure I'm right. Long time ago. Does anybody remember UWIN? Yes. So we have those kind of people in Uyo Chamber of Commerce. May I present to you a winner of UWIN who is also a winner in Uyo Chamber of Commerce. May I present our own Mrs. Susan Uko Abasi. Put your hands together for her. Please clap well. Beyond that, she's also a vice president on that. So let's put our hands together better than that. Ma, please, can you move to the next table? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then, how can we have public relations in Uyo Chamber of Commerce if we don't have a PRO? May I present to you our own Mr. Itoro Efyong, the Public Relations Officer, Uyo Chamber of Commerce. Let's encourage him with a round of applause. We still have there's another person here that I'd like you to meet, a man who's in charge of tourism in Uyo Chamber of Commerce. He's the Vice President Tourism, Mr. Ofyong Akpan. Please come forward. Let's put our hands together for him. Please come forward, please. Thank you. Encourage him with a round of applause. These are, in those days, they used to call them timber and calibers of Uyo Chamber of Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm rushing through. For others whose names are here, let me present to you a woman of distinction, Mrs. Mary Umanete. She's a member of Uyo Chamber of Commerce. Nice to have. She's not just Mrs. She's Obong on one. Aqua Obong on one. How else? Let's put our hands together for her. That's what we have in Chamber. We also have another person here. I think I've gone through all the names. And for the rest of us from Uyo Chamber of Commerce who have not been introduced, I want to take it that you did not give me your name on time. So you can I forget the secretary and then I will be able to stand? May I also inform us that our own executive secretary, Uyo Chamber of Commerce, he was just looking at me like, finish and see me. Barrister Charles Ayo, the executive secretary. Please encourage her with a round of applause. We can't miss Mrs. Uyaye Kaite. It's impossible. It's just impossible. You can see her. She's all smiles. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for a woman who has changed the standard of education in Akwa Ibom State. Mrs. Uyaye Kaite, please. Comfort Kaite, please. Clap better than that. I would like to pause, but I still would like to invite the Vice President too to come forward. I'd like to invite the Executive Secretary to come forward. The man in charge of youth is also the son of the #1 man of Uyo Chamber of Commerce. If I don't remember his first name, but I'm sure he is an Asukwo. So ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the president of the youth here. Thank you very much. Please, can you people come forward and just sit properly so that we can get started? They're fine there. Okay, thank you. So without taking your time, I want to thank you and honestly thank all of you for sitting by to be part of this. Ladies and gentlemen, all members of the chambers will turn around and put their hands together for all the other people here. Let's clap for them. Let's thank them. A clap of appreciation. Thank you for sitting by to be part of this. Thank you. Yes, because history is about being made. But without taking your time, may I have the honor of inviting our game changer, the #1 woman who believes that action is the word. So when we call her name, you just say action. May I present to you Mrs. Afi Ibanga, President Uyosima. Action. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Standing on existing protocol, permit me please to go straight to my welcome speech. There's not much time to waste. I don't love talking too much. We are indeed grateful to God Almighty and openly thankful to the delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Nigeria for their interest in Akwa Ibom State and Uyosima. We have looked forward to this occasion for quite some time now, and we are happy that finally we are here today to sign this MOU with a partner as strategic as DGIC. I sincerely welcome you to Akwa Ibom State, the land of promise. Without much ado, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Nigeria, DGIC, and the Uyo Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Uyosima, marks the beginning of a bilateral relationship that will leverage the capacities, competencies of the two chambers towards mutually beneficiary relationship. Uyo Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Uyosima, was established in 1989 as the foremost private sector organization to promote and protect the interests of business communities in Akwa Ibom State, with a vision to be referred as the pillar of organized private sector that support the growth and development of private enterprises and initiative in Akwa Ibom State. Therefore, the signing of this MOU with DGIC is a major milestone in our quest to reposition Uyosima to compete with its peers in the country and the world at large. I know that my colleagues and I share the same feeling of excitement and optimism when we think of the wonderful possibilities that can come about as our two chambers enter into this historic partnership. Uyosima, being a choice commerce hub, is situated in Akwa Ibom State, which is home to the Ibom Deep Seaport, Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Resort, and 4 Points by Sheraton Hotel, a state recognized as one of the peaceful and cleanest states in the country and has more than 50 tourism sites. Thank you so much. It is our desire to see the continuation of our joint effort for building a long-term and strategic partnership between Delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Nigeria, DGIC, and the Uyosima Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture in Nigeria, Uyosima, grow beyond our imaginations and become a model for other chambers to emulate. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you to this epoch event. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll go straight to what we need to do. Madam MC, please take it up from here. Thank you for coming.
I don't think that's the presidential hand. I think we should do better than that. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you. Haven't had that. Let me share with you something. You know, when we were talking about the Germans, I was thinking we had 2 Germans here. But I'm going to surprise all of us because one of us is not a German, but he looks like a German. Ladies and gentlemen, in this house, there is a man who is representing MD Big Dutchman West Africa. When you hear West Africa, you'll still be thinking he's going to be black or something. But let me present to you a German-looking man who is a West African and a Nigerian. May I present to you Mr. Thomas Ogundi Ram. Put your hands together for him. Please arise. Let them just see now. Let them just believe me. Put your hands together for him. Thank you very much. Nice to have you in the house, sir. I think I'm really excited to find out that, you know, because that's why I didn't even introduce you. I was thinking you must be a German. But thank you for understanding. Let's put our hands together for him again. Thank you. Having done that, ladies and gentlemen, I told you that the man who has a picture of what tomorrow of Akwa Ibom State will be, tomorrow of what business should be, and many more things, how we can move from Uyo to any other country in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have the honor of inviting to this microphone our distinguished Chairman, Committee on Foreign Direct Investments, Mr. Gabriel Ukpe. Please put your hands together for him.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me especially welcome the delegation of German Chamber of Commerce, the MD of the company, and then my esteemed elders, Uyosima. Let me also congratulate them on successfully signing the MOU. We hope and believe that this will be the basis of better things to come. I stand on already established protocols, even though I wasn't here when it was established, but I'm sure it's been established. The governor of the state, Mr. Odom Emmanuel, they call him Mr. Industrialization. As you jolly well know, he came on the mantra of establishing and developing the state itself along the lines of bringing it to the levels that you can find anywhere in the world. And he had some basic principles. He started with a 5-point agenda during the first term, increased that to an 8-point agenda that encompasses even the SDG goals and other international goals as well. And since then, he's been pushing very hard to bring industrialization to the state. The state was known as a civil service state, but the coloration is changing. And let me just bring some flavor to some of the things that he has done and some of the things that are in the works. You know, I was just telling Madam that one of the companies sponsoring this, the syringe factory, you know, is a product of what the governor is doing. We have the largest coconut refinery in West Africa. It's built up. In fact, the Sovereign Wealth Fund is very keen on partnering with the state, and they've expressed an interest with a company out of Sweden to partner with the state and invest, you know, and then take over and run a facility. His idea is not just to build a factory and leave it, you know. If he builds, he wants it to be sustainable. So the principle is to get the private sector who can drive that, you know, to take it over. So that, is in the works, and that's just one of the numerous things. He believes that coconut is the future of the world itself. Coconut oil is used in virtually everything you can find, and the price of coconut oil is going up every day, while even the price of crude oil is neither here nor there. So he's trying to diversify the economy itself. As we speak, there are lots of projects that are coming, but I just mentioned a few of them. About 4 weeks ago, NNPC was here. Even though we have the largest deposits of oil and gas in the country, but we don't have any presence of NNPC in the state itself. And I think they're trying to correct that. So they were here, we signed an agreement with them. They're going to build the largest logistics base in Nigeria itself. It will cover over 2,000 hectares of land, and it runs into billions of dollars. And the international companies are coming to locate there and manufacture, equipment for the oil and gas industry itself. 2 weeks ago, we signed another agreement, with the Nigerian Navy. They're coming to build, because we have the longest shoreline in the country, 129 kilometers of shoreline facing the Atlantic. So anything, seafood is something we should be very interested in, and that's a big industry that's waiting to happen. If you go towards the shoreline, there are all kinds of communities from West Africa, settling there and actually doing fishing, and seafood activities. So the Nigerian Navy is going to partner with the government to build what you call Ibom Fish City. It's coming on board. Before this tenure finishes, we'll do the groundbreaking, and the construction itself will start. So at least we start that aspect, which is bound to employ thousands and thousands of people. We also have, because we have the largest reserves of oil and gas, we have the BOA company is coming to do a refinery and a petrochemical plant. They're already clearing the land, and for construction. And a lot of them are coming because of the peaceful state, that we have in Akwa Ibom. The governor has done very well, because without peace, no investor will come to do business with us. So he's working very hard to move the state on the economic angle to ensure that we are self-sufficient and self-independent of the federal government, and that's the objective. He brings a personal perspective to bear, private sector perspective to bear in government business. And we can see that with the results of, say, Ibom Air. What Ibom Air is doing. It's won the Airline of the Year in 2020, 2021. I'm sure it will win in 2022. It's a completely owned, 100% owned government project, but run entirely from a private sector perspective. So there's quite a bit that the governor is doing to ensure that the jobs created for the state itself. We have the Sterling Group in East Nobolo. They're coming to set up. In fact, they've set up there, they're building. They want to do a refinery. They have about 12 companies there. In fact, for your information, we have the largest free trade zone in the country. 50,000 hectares of free trade zone, that we got approval from the federal government, everything is in place. We also have another 14,000 behind the Ibom Deep Seaport. We're trying to build the Ibom Deep Seaport. Again, these are ventures that are large scale and bound to change the story of the country itself or the state itself. So we have a total of about 64,000 hectares of free trade zone, and we're working with NEBSA and Oil and Gas Free Trade Zone to try and promote the zone so companies can come. And they've actually started coming. The largest ammonia plant in the country is going to be built by the OCP of Boroko in conjunction with Sovereign Wealth Fund. It's about $1.4 billion in Ekorabasi. So there's quite a bit happening. So I'm happy that the German delegation is here. I think you're entering at the right time, to take advantage of what we have, because in 3 years' time, it will be a different story entirely. So welcome, and congratulations to USIMA for signing the MOU. As a government, we'll give you all the support that you need. That's why I personally made sure, when I was invited, I said, I will come, I'll be here, because this has to do with development of the state itself. And although there are not many, but there are very strategic people here, listening, and they'll take that on board and move with it. So thank you and congratulations in advance. May God bless everyone in Jesus' name.
You heard it straight from him, and I'm sure we've learned something new. Let me also inform us that we have BASF West Africa here, ably represented by a young lady. You know, sometimes when a young lady comes to represent, I think people wonder, it's just such a young girl. But today I'm going to show you a young girl who has so much to offer us. May I also present to you Miss Boluwatito Ayipola. Please, let's put our hands together for her. Please come forward. Please come forward. Let's encourage her with a round of applause. Please clap, 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 clap. That is Boluwatito, and she's representing BASF West Africa. So that's the journey. We now take another person who's going to give us some more of those remarks. May I have the honor of inviting the MD, Big Dutchman West Africa, talking about Mr. Thomas Ogundirong. Invite him. Please come forward for your opening remarks. Please clap better than that. I told you will see him. Finally.
Finally. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols duly observed. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I've spoken a lot today already, and I keep on praying and I keep on saying it, agriculture is future. Though I know that oil and gas is still very predominant, but we cannot eat it. Nobody can eat it. Nobody can eat oil and gas, and we have to come to a point where we recognize that. We have to see that in agriculture lies the future. Representing, of course, a company here called Big Dutchman, the world market leader in technical livestock equipment, with a, I have to say, very, very deep approach and a very, very high involvement in developing the agricultural sector, especially in Nigeria. We are currently based in Lagos. Our teams are all over the nation. We have about 80 colleagues in our office in Lagos, about over 1,000 colleagues on different installation sites all across the nation, all across sub-Saharan Africans, all Nigerians, all my colleagues, my friends, meanwhile, trained, educated, ready to go the extra mile, and to promote agriculture business with a special focus on livestock. It is important, and it's going to be more important in the future. And thanks also to my colleague Katarina, who brought me here today and allowed me to have some words, of course, on agriculture and on poultry farming. Big Dutchman is open. We are currently executing projects in more than 15 states of the nation, starting from very, very small farmers, of course, to upscale farming. You might all have, you have all heard maybe of Olam in Kaduna. We were the one who built this farm, but that doesn't mean anything. We are open for business at any time. We support, we train, we offer knowledge. We have a very, very significant warehouse in Lagos. So the issue of spare parts, the issue of maintenance, which is always a very, very big challenge here in Nigeria, is properly addressed. And we would appreciate, and we would like, of course, to partner with the Chamber of Commerce here, with the AHK, also in Akwa Ibom, to develop the agriculture industry. Definitely, yes, oil and gas is needed. We need funds, but definitely people need to eat. And I'm saying it again, they cannot eat oil and gas. So we are open for that. And I believe in the nearest future, we will have some significant progress here in terms of poultry industry, also in Akwa Ibom. I'm looking forward to, fruitful discussions, and then hopefully also to more projects here in the eastern region of our beloved nation, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think we should put our hands together for him again. It doesn't happen often that you have this quality of people around you at one event. So I'm thinking that we should put our hands together one more time for Uyosima. Thank you, Uyosima, for this opportunity. Let me bring on that young lady that works for BASF West Africa, Miss Bolua Tito Aye Bola. Put your hands together for her. She comes on. Please, let's just keep clapping. Encourage her. Encourage her. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to my very distinguished audience. I'm very happy to be here talking about a subject that I'm very passionate about, which is what BASF, the largest chemical company in the world, is doing about the circular economy in Nigeria. So for some context, I'm what you call a management trainee, which means that BASF is grooming the next generation of leaders to ensure that business is actually sustainable. So I do have a couple of slides, but they're not coming up on the screen. So I'll just walk through what we've been doing in Nigeria and what it looks like today. So I'll try and paint a picture. We know Uyo is a clean city, nominated as one of the cleanest in Nigeria. But the reality for most cities across Africa is that they're drowning in waste. And it's a number of issues. It's poverty, it's lack of infrastructure, it's lack of education, and all of these come together in push and pull effects to create what is the new avatar of the challenges we face. I do have some very scary pictures of waste here, but you can't see them, so I'll just go on. Now, it's one thing to have a problem, it's another thing to have a problem that is rapidly growing and grows every day. So it's another thing to have a problem that grows every day. And we know that population is growing across Africa. By 2050, we do believe that the population of Africa would have doubled. And this is true for many cities. Now, one thing we also know is that waste in many of these cities is mismanaged. So we have millions of tons of plastics waste generated every year, mismanaged. And so we look at a pile of waste, and to us, we start to think it's not just waste. What's in it? What can be made from all this waste? And it makes sense because over 150 years, we've honed our skills, we've become an industry leader, and we can really look in and go to the first principles. Plastics waste is polymers, and if we take it back to the building blocks, we see that we can begin to make new materials, we can begin to power the future economy. And so we looked at the linear economy and we thought, how can we make that circular? What technologies can we use to make this circular? And so we said, okay, you get plastics from crude oil fractions. So let's take those crude plastics and take them back to crude oil fractions such that we can give them new life. They don't have to end up as plastics. They could end up as more valuable material. And so we set out to validate a number of questions. Can we collect this plastics waste? So we've started with the model where we use megacities to validate our assumptions. And we've started with this decentralized model where we go back as close to post-consumer as possible, so that instead of us having that not in my backyard approach to these materials where we send them far away, we bring them closer and we say, how can we create value immediately post-consumer? And of course, we have some additional firepower. There's a running joke in the industry, as we probably have heard, that you need a PhD to sort plastics waste into the component fractions. But that's no longer true, because BASF has a subsidiary that has developed a device that allows you to point at the plastic waste. It uses near-infrared spectroscopy, and it tells you exactly what you're looking at in a matter of seconds. Game changer. And the next question is, can we process plastics waste? Because it's one thing to get it, but what do you do with it? And so we've looked at technology that is off the shelf, that we are trying to validate, pyrolysis technology that breaks down those plastics into their building blocks. And we are building local capabilities to understand how this can be made to work. again, more pictures of scary plastics waste. But I'm sure we all know, we're very familiar with the polystyrene food packs, the ones that are used to pack food by the roadside, that people buy food in and then they just discard after all. So we're sending millions and millions and millions of these into the environment every day, and there is no plan to get them out. And the funny thing, when we started looking at plastics fractions, is we discovered that with existing processes, we can make use of this plastics waste. And so we have decided to pilot an equipment that allows us to integrate those plastics back into the value chain, the chemical value chain. And we're piloting this in Lagos. I have, again, pictures here. But a very important point is we're not doing this alone. We're having important partnerships with key stakeholders, some of which, if you've read our promotional material or you've seen us promoting these initiatives online, you see that some of these partners are indigenous recyclers, such as WeCyclers. You've probably heard of them. They're based in Lagos, but they do have branches all over the country. So we're piloting these, what we call a recycling hub that takes the value creation closer to the consumer in that decentralized model. And one more thing we found is that insecticide-treated nets are also part of the linear economy. So we know that insecticide-treated nets are important. They prevent people from dying from malaria. However, millions, again, of insecticide-treated nets have been put into the environment with no plans to recover them. Earlier this year, we had a study in Calabar where we discovered that we already have the logistics support to recover these insecticide-treated nets from the environment. And so that's part of the portfolio of circular economy projects that BASF is working on in West Africa. So again, instead of a linear economy, you get a circular economy. And so we begin to look at a pile of plastics waste, and it's no longer just a pile of plastics waste. These are resources that we can harness to create the future economy, to create the future of chemicals. And maybe we no longer have to send our samples outside the country for robust analysis. Maybe we can have those partnerships here. Maybe we can have those conversations, and maybe we can start solving our own problems. Thank you very much.
I think we didn't give her enough round of applause. Let's make it louder. I told you, I don't want to say what people will not like, what a man can do. I don't want to say the other side. But you want us to say it. A woman is doing it. Put your hands together for all the women in the house. Yeah, we're trying. We're doing well. And the men are encouraging us. I think we should clap for the men. Thank you, men, for giving us that space. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey continues, and I'd like to bring on a woman who is very conversant with what Uyosima is all about. She works round the clock trying to ensure that our small and medium-scale businesses are moving higher and higher. Give me permission to invite Mrs. Susan Uko Abasi to tell us a little bit more about Uyosima, Uyo Chamber of Commerce. That round of applause is not enough. Clap for her and clap for Uyo Chamber of Commerce. Continue to clap. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Standing on existing protocols so that we don't take much time. Please, can we have the slides? Today is a very special day for me, and maybe the president in particular, because we have been working towards making this day possible by the grace of God for the past 1 year. We met Katarina at the Nigerian German Business Forum last year, and along with Dr. Edwina and Dr. Alan Taylor, that is not here, we started working towards bringing the effect that the German Nigerian business delegation has in Nigeria into Akwa Ibom State. So we thank God that today finally we're here to sign an MOU that will impact positively on the business life in Akwa Ibom, impact positively on the youths in Akwa Ibom, impact positively on every sector. So thank you for coming. Thank you, Katarina, for making out time, and your team for making out time to be here to fulfill our dreams today. Uyo Chamber of Commerce, the president has already spoken a bit about Uyo Chamber of Commerce. Can we have the slides, please? Uyo Chamber of Commerce, like we have seen, was established in 1989. We don't want to go into all the history. We have different sectors in the chamber that partnerships can be made with. We have the IT sector, we have the renewable energy, we have oil and gas, we have mining. Even though the MD or representative of Big Dutchman has told us that we're not going to eat oil and gas, and that is true. We eat what is grown in the ground, though oil and gas facilitates. So we have agriculture, agribusiness, we have processing, tourism, hospitality, fashion and beauty, health, wellness, other professionals, shipping, and maritime. And then if we haven't mentioned the sector that you belong to and you want to join the chamber, you can come to us and we would include your sector in what we are doing so that everybody can be captured. Go on, please. Just move on. Our core values, stop at the core values. Core values, professionalism. We do a lot of trainings, a lot of capacity building. You know, we have been hearing the mantra, Akwa Ibom is a civil service state. Civil service states, people don't know how to do business. But when you come to your Chamber of Commerce, there's hand-holding, there's mentoring, there's coaching, so that in whatever area of business you find yourself, you will do well from all the capacity building that we have been able to do so far. So our core values, professionalism, service, teamwork, integrity, dependability. I want to talk about that integrity. You know, most times businesses don't succeed because somebody wants to cut corners. But when you come to your Chamber of Commerce, there's training to instill in us the truth, that it is only the truth that can make you prosper. Because if you cheat me in business today, you may be able to cheat me today, cheat me tomorrow, you may not be able to cheat me next tomorrow. So we teach our members to do the right thing. Go on, please. So we're looking at technical assistance that we need from the Nigerian German Business Delegation, capacity building, agro-allied supports, covering processing, storage, packaging, access to markets, as well as improvements in technology that we already have. Renewable energy, BASF has spoken about waste management. Area of waste management, we've done little or nothing about it in Akwa Ibom. What we know here is that people come in from other states and pick off whatever waste, you know, the one we call pure water, sachet water waste. People pick them. People even pack PET bottles, leave the state, and go to other places to process. But if we have a partnership with BASF, if we have a partnership with them, we can gather all the waste that we generate around here and even neighboring states and process them into other materials that are, usable. So we're looking at partnerships in that area. And I was particularly interested when she was talking that they have some technology that they have designed that you just point at the waste and you know what to do with it. Because I was involved a bit with waste recycling. You have to pack, you bail, you check, is this one good for this, is not good for that, you move it to the other end. But if we have such technology, it would help us a lot. And then we came here in the morning, we were talking about green chemistry, a technology that can help the society to be better. That partnership would help us a lot. Areas of partnership and collaboration that we're looking at access to markets, we're looking at promotion of bilateral relations, investment in the development of our industrial clusters and parks. Uyo Chamber of Commerce has a facility that we have not developed yet, and we're looking at partnerships to develop a trade fair village, parks that, will be beneficial to not just Uyo alone, but to the South-South. Because like we have heard, Akwa Ibom State is a very peaceful state. We hear kidnappings. By God's grace, God has helped us a lot, with what the governor is doing. The state is peaceful. So if investments are made here, you can be sure that, you would have returns for your investments, that you will not be run out of the place after investing. Economic impact of our partnership. It will promote trade and investments for sustainable development. There will be job creation for our teeming youths and women to strengthen competitiveness and promote industrialization. It will add to the industrialization that the government is already doing. It will reduce overdependence on oil and gas. I attended a seminar once and they asked me, Madam, what is your dream for Nigeria? It was in Lagos, and I said, I'm looking forward to a day when we will have no oil and no gas. And people wanted to beat me in the class. I said, yes. Because if we continue to depend on oil and gas, people will not know that you can dry up vegetables and process it. People will not know that we need to recycle our waste. We won't know that we need to come and set up poultries that we can eat from, so that we don't have to import like we used to import before because there was oil and gas. So, to reduce dependence on oil and gas, build climate change resilience. I think that's the end of my slide. So we are determined in Uyo Chamber of Commerce and Akwa Ibom State, thank God for government presence here, to partner with the German business delegation in Nigeria so that that impact that is desired in Akwa Ibom State to move us from a civil service state to a business hub, so that we can tap from the shoreline that our special assistants just spoke about and every other area. We look forward to such partnerships so that we can do better in the States. And of course, it would also be beneficial to the German delegation, because when you invest, you reap from your investments. Thank you very much.
I think we should clap more than that. Let's give her a better round of applause. The story of Uyosima told, and it sounds very pleasant in my ears. Let's put our hands together one more time for her. Gradually, we're getting to this point where the woman who has decided to come all the way from Germany, to come and make a difference here. She doesn't mind when I pronounce her name wrongly, so I would refuse to pronounce her surname. I just start off with just her name because I know that at least we can pronounce Katharina. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for her. A lady of distinction, a woman who is coming to ensure that the game is changed. May I invite Lady Katharina, please?
Thank you very much. Let me stand in front of the podium so that you can actually see me, if you allow me. For those who were not here this morning, my name is Katharina Felgenhauer. If you struggle with the name, don't worry, you can call me Kat. You're welcome to call me Kat. While standing on existing protocol, I want to congratulate Uyosima not only for putting this event together, but for showing up at full force. It's very impressive, and I'm really looking forward to our collaboration. As the delegation of German industry and commerce in Nigeria, I personally have been in Nigeria for 3 years now, of course overshadowed largely by the COVID pandemic, so apologies for only making it here now this year. But the delegation of German industry and commerce in Nigeria has been in the country for over 40 years. So we do have a certain track record of continuously building bilateral trade and business relations between Germany and Nigeria. Our core mandate is to support German companies and to support their Nigerian business partners to build long-lasting business relationships, whether they're trading relationships, whether it's actual investment, you name it, any partnership we seek to support. I would not be here without the German companies that are either already active in Nigeria or are interested in Nigeria, so I'm particularly proud that we have BASF and Big Dutchman in the house. Those who were here in the morning, you know that I already made reference to Bolu coming in, so I'm really happy that you made it and that you could explain a bit what BASF is doing in the waste to chemicals space. And you already heard from Mr. Thomas, MD of Big Dutchman, now for the second time, that you cannot eat oil and gas, but there's a lot of opportunity in investment and growth in the area of agribusiness, in his case in poultry and piggery farming. So these are just two very shining examples, basically the giants that we stand on as delegation of German industry and commerce in Nigeria. And I hope that the partnership that we're going to sign off today, this memorandum of understanding, will be the starting point for many more visits from German companies to Uyo and Akwa Ibom, and most importantly, not just the visits, but actual partnerships, investments, and business relations. Allow me to take a few minutes to shed light on how we operate as the delegation of German industry and commerce in Nigeria, because I did see the wish list, and I'm really looking forward to working on all those tasks together with Uyosima and the other partners in the room and those that are still out. As a delegation of German industry and commerce in Nigeria, at our core, as I already mentioned, we advise German and Nigerian companies. We're not restricted to those. We also work with other West African and European companies. Luckily, we're not restricted, so we can really go after the business. But it's very important also for everybody in the room to understand that we work for Nigerian companies and with Nigerian companies as well. Our doors are open because our understanding is that a thriving economy in Nigeria, or take Akwa Ibom or Uyo, makes the place attractive and relevant for German investment as well. So even if you're looking at a business opportunity and you don't have any German element in it, that does not stop us from working with you and supporting you. I think that's a very important message that may not be evident to everybody who looks at us for the first time. Second, there's a large component of technology transfer and capacity building. This is a very important branch of our work. If you're a bit familiar with Germany, then you know that we're famous for dual vocational training, so focusing on technical and vocational education and training that combines classroom training and on-the-job training. We also implement such programs in Nigeria, not yet here in Uyo, but that's something we would like to explore. This dual vocational training only works when companies are actively contributing to the training program, both in terms of curriculum development, but of course, even more importantly, in the actual training of trainees, whether it's their own employees or those of other companies or partner institutions. So that is an area that I think we will explore together within our partnership. Third, already mentioned, we organize a lot of events, trainings, conferences, seminars. As today's event, especially in the morning, focused a lot on sustainability and circular economy, I would like to mention once again that just 3 weeks ago we closed our very own West African Clean Energy and Environment Trade Fair and Conference, which came from Accra, where I was before moving to Nigeria. So actually I didn't come from Germany really, I kind of stayed in the region. But we started in Accra 10 years ago with this conference and trade fair, and finally managed to bring it to Nigeria this year for the first time as a live event, because 2 years ago, because of COVID, it became an online event. And now this conference and trade fair alternates between Accra and Lagos. Not yet Uyo, as I said in the morning, but who knows what the future brings. But this is an event that brings together an industry exhibition and a conference and various side events to promote solutions in the areas of clean energy, water, and circular economy. So really sustainability with business is at the core of that event. So that's just one example. We have a lot of other activities that we can also look at to bring them here together. Last element, just for full explanation and transparency, we also run various market studies and activities in what we call market development, meaning investment into understanding markets and developing some structures in those markets that are not yet at the level where they are automatically attractive to investors, whether Nigerian or German or other international investors. Usually focusing on areas that are of particular interest to the German government. One example I also mentioned in the morning, apologies to those who were here already, we are running various projects in the space of green hydrogen production here in Nigeria, because we already have hydrogen production up to a certain level in Nigeria, not so much green hydrogen, and we are certainly below the potential when it comes to green hydrogen production for both the domestic market and export. So that is, for example, an area where we, as delegation of German industry and commerce in Nigeria, are already active in market studies, in economic and technical feasibility analyses, and stakeholder consultations to really explore the full market potential of that green hydrogen, which is just one example, but just for you to understand how we work. I'm very honored to be here. I'm really looking forward to signing off our partnership today. Together, I think we can leverage our respective networks, memberships, or the partner companies, but also our partners in public sector, academia, and civil society. And together, we can also come up with concepts how to promote business, not only here, but beyond. Concepts that will also make investment attractive both to private sector but maybe also other funding partners, so that we can really join hands in building German-Nigerian trade relations here in Uyo and in Akwa Ibom. Thank you very much.
I think we should give her another round of applause. That round of applause is not enough for the journey from Ghana to Uyo. Let's put our hands together for her. Thank you very much. I think that's a wonderful experience. She said she's looking forward to. And I'm thinking that she did not know that immediately after that she was going to. You understand? You're looking forward to when you're going to sign, but now you're about to sign. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for her. May I, at this point, invite Barrister Joe Pong to come forward. to help us put together the big package for the signing of this wonderful MOU. Let's put our hands together for Barrister Joe Bong. Make it loud enough. So as he steps there, I'm sure he has the documents. The secretary has come forward. We're going to now invite the president and our own Katharina to come downstage so that they can get started. I know I will invite some people to come and watch, but let the process start. Barrister, please.
Thank you, MC, members of the high table, and everybody here. I'm quite excited about today. It is quite personal to me. I had the privilege of preparing this MOU that is about to be signed. And please sit down, be seated. And when I sent the draft through the president to the German delegation, they did not make much inputs. They just found it all right, except with the name and address. So I am quite happy. And I'm here with the executive secretary, also a lawyer, who looked at it too. And I thank my president who gave me the opportunity to prepare the MOU. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the DR. This is the moment that two very progressive entities are going to put pen on paper so that great things shall come to Akwa Ibom from Germany. To God be the glory.
To watch the signing, I'd like to invite the three people at the high table. I'm talking about the Chairman Committee on Foreign Direct Investment. I'm talking about Mr. Gabriel Ukpe. I'd like you to come and watch what they're doing. I'd like to invite the president of FOSIMA, sir, please come watch. And the founding president of Uyo Chamber of Commerce, please, sir, come. And all vice presidents here, VPs here, please step forward and join. And all EXCO members, all EXCO members that are here, please come and see what we are about to do. Uyo Chamber of Commerce, I told you it's a game-changing package, and we're about to watch that. So please come and watch. May I also invite BASF to come? May I invite our big man there? What's the German African? Please, let's put him in there. I'm still calling on people to join. Just come, stand around, and let's watch what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thomas Ogundiran, please join. MD Dutchman, West Africa, please join. I'm still inviting people to watch. And I still think, too, ma, that you should be part of this signing. Please, let's encourage her. The lead behind, the lead around, the lead. Please, let's give her a resounding round of applause. Dr. Edunam, please, let's encourage her. Please, clap, 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 clap. Dr. Edu Inam, please, can you clap better than that? I have my reasons for asking for an extra applause. People see good things and encourage others. Some see and refuse to encourage. She has seen and she has encouraged. Can we put our hands together for her? Clap better than that. Journey of 1,000 miles. Did I forget Vicar Farm? Sir, so sorry. I was told from the beginning that you must watch this signing. Sir, please join them and watch the signing. Beyond any explanation, sir, please. Let's encourage it with a round of applause. Please clap, clap, clap. Encourage him. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, please join. After that, other members of Uyo Chamber of Commerce, as these other team members are stepping up, you are now stepping in to also watch. They are still exchanging pleasantries. Can you imagine? See the way President is behaving. President is excited. She's all smiles. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for her. Game changer. Put your hands together for her. I'm now. Yeah, and I'm young Bagara Cup Center. Thank you. Looks good. That's good. I see them. Oh God, this is the one the president was waiting for. This photograph. Thank you. Thank you. And if there are members of your Chamber of Commerce who want to join, please come. Let's join and take that photograph. Please, can you join, please? Please, please, please. You are making history. You're making history. So can you just join and do the photograph thing? Remember to smile. It's your opportunity. Please arrange them for a good photograph. And for those of us who came to witness, don't sit by the fence. Opportunities knocking. So as soon as they're done, we'll join again and we'll take another photograph. You can't afford to miss this photograph. Please remember to smile. Please remember to smile. Remember to smile. Remember to smile. Are we all smiling? I like the photograph. I like the people there. I see the way you're smiling. The other guy is not looking. Can you just smile a little? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. But please don't move. This other team, all the other people who were here, just let the Yosima members step aside and then join. I like it when you go for weddings, they say, family, please, please. Please, sir, don't move. Please, sir, don't move. Please, please. Team members, EXCO members, don't move. Just let these other people join. Yes, BASF, you're still part of the team. Yes, just stay, stay. It's your photograph time. Please, can you smile? We are ready. We are ready. Just stand, stand, so that we can get the photographs right. Please take this opportunity to be with the game changers. And please don't forget to smile. Looks good now, so we can take this photograph. Remember, when you get home, frame it and put at your door posts. I was there. Put your hands together for yourself. Don't clap now, you're taking photograph. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Okay, hold on, thank you. Please, I don't think we should move from here. Please, can we just stay back? All the EXCO members, please come back. Sir, please hold on, please hold on. Please come back. Please, sir, they say you should still wait here. Please, sir, wait here. Are we there? Please hold on a little. Lady Katharina, please come. Yeah, can we just expand a little so we can get it right? At this point, there's going to be some formal. Ladies and gentlemen, formal presentation and decoration of the team members. Please can we just
present this on behalf of Uyo Chambers. Yeah.
Oh, I see. The Ambassador Society.
Katarina, it is my great pleasure on behalf of Youth Chambers of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture and yes, we hereby present to you as a token for remembrance of your visits, for the duties you've done here for us and for your country. A token, it's a map of Akwa Ibom State. It will remind you of your visits. It will remind you also of the duties that you performed here on behalf of Nigeria and Germany. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much. Great, great honor. So thank you very much to everybody here, but to Uyo Sima in particular. I already appreciated your very, very strong presence, which gives me a lot of trust and confidence that our partnership is set on a very stable and strong foundation. I also understand that the ambassador, the Uyo Sima ambassador, how do I say it? It's not an award. This is a reminder not only of the deeds already accomplished, but more so of the responsibility in the months and years to come. And I think this is a great kick-off for our partnership. And rest assured that I'm taking my role very seriously. So, and this will be a constant reminder. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to invite the Executive Secretary to give his vote of thanks. Let's put our hands together and encourage him so that we can wrap it up. Executive Secretary, please.
Okay, on behalf of Uyo Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, I will seize this opportunity to thank all of us who have found time to be here to grace this ceremony. Those of us who have found time to be here to make Uyo Sima, to make Akwa Ibom State a beautiful place, a beautiful one. We say, may God Almighty guide and protect you, grant you journey mercies to your various destinations in Jesus' name. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of this very special event. I want to thank all of you for being part of history, and I want to thank you for coming. I hope to see you again some other time. Please, if you haven't joined Uyosima, this is the time to join, because great things are coming. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, and bye-bye.